friends, I'm Stephanie Hansen. Let's go! I've been cooking, eating, and talking about it for years.
This is amazingly good.
Now I'm inviting you along for the ride. Stanley! It's the bomb.
Something you cannot live without.
Meet the chefs, home cooks, restaurateurs, and bakers honing their craft.
Everything is going to blow your taste buds up.
And try new recipes with me in my kitchen. It's simple, it's easy, that looks amazing. There's always something delicious to share. These buds got a taste! These buds got a taste! Let's go! This is Taste Buds. Hi Taste Buds, we've got a great cocktail episode for you today. I'm in the heart of Northeast Minneapolis at Earl Giles Distilling, and we are going to meet with our friend Nick Kosovich, who's going to show us all about the alchemy of actually making cocktails. From there, we're going to go to Tattersall Distilling and talk about how they make their great products that they've been making for over 10 years. And then we have the Iceman, Eric Eastman, at my house, where we're going to be making 2 appetizers, a couple of drinks for this Cocktail Wizards episode. It's going to be super fun. Are you ready, Taste Buds? It's cocktails! I'm here with Nick Kosovich, and about a year ago, we had the opportunity to craft a cocktail. And while we were in your apothecary doing all the wizardry, laboratory things, I knew right away, I was like, this is what people need to see. A, about you as the Earl Giles CEO, but also about your vision of hospitality and how you literally craft a drink that is a flavor profile that people like. And you do this at restaurants and bars all over the Twin Cities, all over the country, actually.
Yeah.
I think you're like the cocktail wizard, actually. So how do you start?
Yeah, today's theme, we talked about fall flavors.
Yep.
And so we're going to utilize a lot of the Earl Giles products that we make here in-house. The fun part for you today is going to be going back to the library of botanical extracts and picking out a few fall flavors to incorporate and kind of add complexity to the cocktails that we produce today.
Okay,
all right, to the botanical wall. So there's a ton of new stuff here. It grows every week.
All right, so I'm kind of just thinking like fall, right?
Yep.
So I think black walnut
Lovely
feels
idea. For a
kind of
Negroni especially, really
fall-y.
great idea, yes.
Not jackfruit, clove is spice. I love citrus. Wow, this is so hard.
So when I'm thinking about building a flavor profile in a cocktail, and this could be for the Negroni or the hot toddy, I think about a spice, a fruit, a flower, and herb.
Okay, how about calendula or chai? Black spruce.
I think black spruce and walnut maybe for the Negroni. And then we'll go chai into the hot toddy.
Okay.
There's a black tea extract here, and a little goes a long way. So just very, very intense black tea extracts.
I like it though.
So, okay, cool.
Can I just smell butter?
Yeah, and it's really fun to use in cocktails. It creates kind of this creamy, malolactic kind of texture and flavor profile, yeah.
This is like being at a Jelly Belly counter.
Now, don't get that confused with brown butter, because that is also a different flavor. And this could also be very fall.
Yes,
Yay,
I love brown
there
butter.
we go, yeah.
Can anyone come in and do this? Because this is really a special experience. And how do you translate this to customers?
Yeah, I mean, we're available to every restaurant, bar, hotel in the United States and beyond. And then we do dinners up here. So we do dinner in the Drinks Apothecary. If you follow us on Instagram, we'll do all of our posts. And then we do classes up in our other bar in the mezzanine, as well as down here in the apothecary.
So cool. All this happening at Earl Giles Distillery. All right, are you ready to go?
Let's go.
Master our
Now the
craft
fun
cocktail?
begins.
Yes. Okay, let's go.
Excellent.
A traditional Negroni has what?
Gin, a aperitivo of some sort, like Campari or Aperol, and then a vermouth, right? Usually a sweet vermouth. We're gonna start with the gin. So if you wanna grab that first beaker there, 1.5 ounces per cocktail, and then grab the spritz liqueur, very delicious. Let's grab the wine there. So the aperitivo, pour that right in. We're gonna dilute.
So I'm surprised you're adding water.
Well, we're not gonna stir this drink. I want the dilution to be ready for what I'm about to add
Got
to
it.
it, right? Next up, 500 microliters of black walnut.
It went so fast,
Yeah.
you just shot that stuff in there.
Yeah, maybe more, bump it up a little bit more.
I think so.
All right, so we're gonna double it. Next up, black spruce. We're gonna actually go real small with this. 100 microliters.
Oh,
Yeah.
it really,
Just brought the gin back up, right?
yeah, and it equalized it with the walnut flavor.
All right, now the big reveal here is gonna be the butter.
And this is gonna be like the thing that puts it over the top.
We're going all in.
Okay.
There you go. So now that will go here. So now we're ready to serve these. Now these are all
Well,
diluted.
this happens so fast.
It does, yep. Another thing that I think is really cool is if you have any of these edible flowers in your garden, these straw flowers can look really nice on top of these cocktails like this.
Cute.
And then these flowers are a really great way to soak up some of these aromas there.
I think we should have a little cheers.
Cheers, thanks for being here.
Cheers,
Yeah.
thanks for having me. It's so delicious.
Yeah.
But also so buttery.
Yeah, I think the extra aromatics really help
Yeah.
reinforce that.
And not pumpkin spice smelling at all, just kind of spicy.
Pretty to look at, pretty to drink, to taste buds. Cheers.
Yeah. Cheers. All right, we've moved on to the hot toddy. And what is a hot toddy like normally?
I mean, technically a classic hot toddy would be like whiskey or brandy, lemon, sugar, and water. What we're gonna do is something a little obviously different. So in the beaker, again, you've got 2 ounces of Fernet. Let's get that Fernet in there.
Okay.
Yep.
Wow, this is gonna already be so good.
Yep, and then we're gonna do 1.5 ounces per for the elixir. So we're gonna go 45 mils, and then we're gonna add 4 ounces of hot water per serving. Let's get the tea in first. I'm gonna start with just a milliliter.
Because it's thick.
It is very thick, and it's gonna go a long way. 1 milliliter of the tea. Now let's try some chai. I think we're gonna start with 400 microliters.
That smells like,
All right, chai it, you'll like it.
you're right.
So in the cup here, I've got a gold dusted disco citrus, right? So we do dehydrated fruit here at Earl Giles. So you get some gold that kind of comes up there. And then if you don't have enough gold, then you also have
Can you ever have enough
you have the
gold?
liquid disco here. So the liquid disco does a really great job of adding some more of that disco-y vibe here.
It just makes you want to sing disco.
This is gilded bee pollen. And we put it right on top of that little lemon raft there.
Incredibly cute. All right.
We're buds and
we're
we're tasting.
tasting.
Welcome everybody. Next up on Taste Buds is the hot toddy.
With the Grisco.
All right, up next
I
in
just said
traffic.
the Grisco disco.
Crisco disco. What do you think?
It's like the toddiest. The Fernet is a completely caramelizing thing on its own, and then you've added the bee pollen. It's delicious.
Yep.
And somewhat citrusy, but kind of more earthy.
It is a very, very complex beverage. I mean, this chai is really cool in here. The tea is really cool in here.
This is something that I wanted like the taste buds to experience
Yeah, thank you.
because your research and development is so in depth, but also you're such a good hospitalitarian. You really know how to bring the party to any bar, and not only just in your persona, but it's like you've left it behind in all these products for us to have.
Cheers. Thank
Cheers,
you.
taste buds! I am so glad, Taste Buds, that you got to experience what I have experienced with Nick Kosovich. He is the cocktail wizard. He's amazing. Now we're gonna go from the heart of Northeast Minneapolis to River Falls, Wisconsin, to our friends at Tattersall Distilling, where they've been making their own products for over 10 years. Let's go! All right, I'm in River Falls, Wisconsin, Taste Buds with John Kreidler. He is the owner, founder, COO.
Something like that.
Yes, of Tattersall Distilling.
Yep.
And you have now opened how many square feet? A gajillion?
75,000.
You have all of your production here. You have a restaurant. You have an event center. You have a huge outdoor patio. Do you have concerts out here in the summer?
We have concerts, we have weddings. It's amazing what you can do with an old Shopko.
Yes, is that what this was? An
That's
old
what this
Shopko?
was, yep.
Oh, I love that. I do love a good Shopko, but I'm glad that you took over.
Yeah.
So let's take a look around and just see what you got going on. Oh my gosh. Look at all these awards they've won. Here we are looking into the Aronia berries. Do they grow these in Minnesota?
We grow them on the property here. It's all the bushes around the building. We planted these plants. In the fall, we harvest them, and we're using this to make a gin. It's basically our version of a slow gin. Really dark red, big flavors.
This is like, I'm just kidding.
This is the slow gin after about 2 years. This is unsweetened. This is the sweetened version of it. You want to try it?
Okay. I mean,
So it's not like a gin. You get some of those gin notes, but it's a lot of berry on there. It's a liqueur. You use it for cocktails. You use it for a lot of drinks, holiday drinks. It works great for.
okay, I'm very excited about this. I'm gonna have to leave with the bottle of this.
So these are the botanicals for all the different spirits. We're sourcing them from all over the world. This is bitter orange.
Peels, yep.
So we'll use that in there. Here's star anise.
Ooh, that smells good.
Yeah, it smells amazing. It just smells like licorice.
Fennel, elderflower, eucalyptus, and saffron. They are crocus stems and they're super expensive, right?
Unbelievably expensive.
Yeah, so like that is like its weight in gold right there.
Yeah, literally.
All right, we're gonna go find Bentley because I know he's cooking up some magic.
We'll go to his lab and we'll pay him a visit.
Bentley!
Hey, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good, nice to see you.
Are you just like steeping mushrooms here? What is
Yeah,
this?
finishing some different liqueurs and some whiskeys. It's all about experimentation. Our whole passion is just kind of pushing everybody or allowing a space for everybody to just explore what they want to do, you know?
Is there something on your shelf that you were like, when you got it, you were just like, oh, so excited for that?
I'm super enthused about prickly ash. It's the only citrus that grows in Minnesota. We use that a lot. The distillate is pretty amazing.
I've never even heard of
Here we
it.
go. I think we have it labeled in for Szechuan peppercorn.
Okay, so I'm just smelling.
You can smell it and then you can give it a little taste.
Woo! It's hot, it's spicy. Oh, but delicious. Like that first is like pepper, like you get pepper, but then it's kind of earthy, but it is citrusy too, almost like a little orange.
Yeah, it's cool. It's really fun.
Okay, I love it so much.
We're happy about
I'm
it.
so proud of you
Thank you
guys.
so much.
Yeah,
Thank you.
you've worked super hard. You also, I know, take your mash, and what do you do with like all the waste products from what you do here?
So that all goes back to another farmer, and that's used for cattle and pig feed.
Yes. What are you showing me?
This is a ferment. This is going to be a whiskey.
Oh, look at that.
It's going to be a rye whiskey. This is day 2 on this. We mill the grains in the beginning of the day. We cook them, transfer it over here, and then you pitch the yeast. And there's some other additives that you do to kick it into gear, but then once it gets going, it just does its thing.
Okay, and how long will this be bubbling like a witch's cauldron?
About 5-6 days.
Okay.
And then we'll take it out after a week once it's dead. We'll distill it, we'll pull it off here, and then it'll be into low wines, our first one, and then we'll distill it again to make it into white dog, and then we put it in a barrel, and then you just sit and wait.
It is kind of magical and also hard to believe how much work goes into like making a bottle of liquor. You're growing this grain at a farmer's farm down the road, and it will go from literally grain to glass, all in the Midwest, all
Yep.
people you know. That is really cool.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah, and a lot of hands touching it and a lot of process.
And a lot of time.
Yeah, that's so amazing. Okay, so we're walking into the barrel room.
Yep.
Oh, and it's quiet and peaceful in here. And this is where you end up getting a lot of your higher end, more aged type of products.
Right.
You have different staves, different flavors of wood.
Yeah, and you burn them different, you cook them different, you're gonna get different flavors off of them. And do you know what that thing on the top is called?
No, a cork, a plug.
A bung. It goes into the bung hole.
Okay.
Yeah. That's a spirit thief. So you stick it into the barrel.
It's a
put your-
thief?
Yeah, that's a thief.
Because it steals some?
You're stealing the whiskey. You put your thumb on the top of it, pull it out, and open it up.
Oh, so it's like a giant straw.
Uh-huh.
Cool. So this is our final stop, which is called
The bung out of the bung hole.
and it says gentle and kind on the bottom. Why are people naming them?
That's the distillers like to put little notes so that years later when they pop it out, they get to have a little fun with it.
It's all about having fun at your job, right? You've got the thief.
Pull it out like a giant pipette,
Okay.
open it up, and let it pour.
So we took this from grain to glass. We can stop in the shop. We can buy whiskey and bottles on site. We can eat. I think that's important too, because you do have a
Full.
really great food and beverage
We have
program.
an amazing menu. Yep, great
You can
chef.
spend a whole afternoon out here.
Absolutely.
Beautiful patio for the fall.
Go on tours, take a cocktail class.
This has been a little slice of heaven today. It's so fun to visit you 10 years later. Cheers, taste buds.
Cheers.
What an absolute blast that we've had in River Falls at Tattersall Distilling today. We're gonna now head to my house where I'm meeting Eric Eastman, the Iceman, because we're gonna make some things with vermouth. I don't know a lot about vermouth, so he's gonna tell me. And I'm gonna make 2 appetizers for you that you're gonna love for your cocktail party. So let's go. All right, taste buds, I'm here with my friend Eric Eastman. You were like one of the first people that I felt like taught me about making cocktails at home.
Sure.
We did some infusions and some fun things. So, and you work at Minnesota Ice,
Minnesota
right?
Ice.
How would you describe what you do? You're the Iceman.
I'm an Iceman. Yeah, you got it. So Minnesota Ice, we're the largest manufacturer of clear ice in the United States. The process of clear ice is directional freezing. That's how you make clear ice. It's not special water, it's not salted water, boiled water, unicorn tears in the water. It's how you freeze the water. So you know how your lake freezes?
Yes.
Freezes from the top down. Doesn't freeze from the sides, doesn't freeze from the bottom.
Right.
Freezes from one direction, and that's how you make
Oh,
clear
that's
ice.
cool. I never really thought about
Yeah.
that. What kind of ice should we be using at home and what kind of ice for different drinks? How does it work?
The shards are the most versatile thing that we have. Those fit in any glass. They can fit in a wine goblet. They can stack
Got
in
it.
a Collins glass, even a little Nick and Nora glass. You can get one in there. Spheres, also super versatile, also great for wine glasses. So just kind of whatever piques your curiosity for that given party or a cocktail.
You brought vermouth.
I did, yeah. I love vermouth. So vermouth is wine, and
Okay.
vermouth is fortified aromatized wine. What happens with wine when you open it? It oxidizes, right?
Yep.
And vermouth is fortified with a little spirit and also aromatized with herbs, barks, spices. Should we try it?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's try it. Here's a fun detail. Freeze your glass.
Yeah, that's
Right?
fancy.
So this is beautiful Dolan dry vermouth.
Do I put one
and
in each?
We're one in each. There you go.
All right.
And then there's no measuring.
That makes a cocktail
That makes
real
it
easy. No measuring.
Little vermouth. We're gonna do a little squeeze of lemon. Cheers.
Okay, mine looks like fancy. That's really quite delicious. Kind of like a spritz.
Light, bright, and happy. Mm-hmm. Just like you.
I was just gonna say that, Eric. Okay,
Okay, you want to infuse this vermouth?
I do.
We're gonna make kind of a fall Manhattan. We're going to infuse this Dolan Blanc with toasted walnuts, allspice, and grapefruit.
All those like kind of fallish flavors.
And we've got roughly, cup and a half of toasted walnuts.
You always should toast your nuts if you're using them in anything. Just saying.
Very well said. So that's 3, and I think I want 2 more.
Allspice, is
So
that?
that's 5. Yep.
And they're berries.
Correct.
They're like little dried up berries. They smell good.
We're gonna grab a couple rips of grapefruit here, and I'm gonna express it just to kind of activate the oils in there.
Now this is totally something I could do at home. I'm known for
We're actually at your home right now.
I know, but like if I was like thinking about like having a party.
You want to infuse this for at least an hour, but this could go overnight.
So this one you already did.
Already did that one. Should we make a drink with it?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Please. Manhattans kind of scare me.
What scares you?
Well, bourbon and whiskey.
Manhattan
number
hurts
one.
you?
Like your grandma's. Okay. Where like I'd eat the cherry out of my grandma's drink at the supper club.
Okay.
And I was a little kid and I always liked the cherry, but you had to like get through the booze first.
Well, let's fully arrive here. And
Let's fully arrive.
Let's stir this up.
Okay.
We're gonna start with some grapefruit bitters that I made. You don't need to use grapefruit bitters. 2 dashes of that. And then we're gonna do an ounce of our beautiful infused vermouth. And then we're
Oh,
gonna
that
do
smells good.
2 ounces of this whiskey. And
All
then
right.
the magic of the clear ice, we're gonna stir with this ice, and it's gonna make it so nice. So I like to stir with this straw because we're casual. So we're gonna stir this. I'm gonna serve it to you
Okay.
on one beautiful floral sphere.
Okay.
So there we go.
OMG.
Bang. And then we got to garnish. A little grapefruit peel to
Yeah.
kind of bring out the grapefruit and the
Just
vermouth.
whoosh,
Just a little bit of a rumor there.
Okay, wow. Yum, sure doesn't taste like my grandma.
Success.
Should we just, I mean. All right, Eric, I wanted to make something for you that would use your vermouth that you were so excited about bringing. So this is your pretty, really lovely Dolan vermouth. So we're gonna make some marinated olives. I took just 3 olives that I like. I'm slicing a little bit of garlic only because I wanna see it. You want a microplane?
You go for it.
Okay, I'm a good microplaner.
Yeah.
When you're eating garlic, I want it to infuse the flavor. I don't want to have a giant like chewing through the garlic. That's exactly what it sounds like.
Perfect.
I've got red pepper flakes. I've got some oregano. This is rosemary from my garden that's dried, so it looks kind of funky, but I grew it, so I know where it's from. I've also got a little bit of fresh rosemary shards in here. I make a rosemary salt. Now we're gonna put our olives back in, And then we're gonna put 2 tablespoons of the vermouth just to give it a little bit of saucy,
Just to get a little saucy with it?
winey.
Understood.
And then we're gonna use about 2/3 cup of olive oil. One last thing we need to do, just like you did with our drink, we're just gonna add a
Oh, a
little
little zhuzh of
orange,
citrus. I love
not
that.
anything fancy,
Yeah,
but
I love
just,
the citrus move there.
okay. And then we're just gonna shake it. And you can see, like, it looks real pretty in there.
Gorgeous.
All right. Can I serve you an olive?
Absolutely. Oh my God.
I'm impressed.
Stephanie, this is legit.
Oh,
hell yeah.
legit. This makes me happy. Okay, that's appetizer number 1.
Holy buckets.
I'm gonna send these home with you. We're gonna trade infusions for infusions.
Totally.
Yeah,
right
we
on.
are. I love it. All right, Eric, we're continuing kind of on this vermouth situation. So I'm gonna make a roasted shrimp appetizer.
Let's go.
So we're gonna have a little bit of the red pepper flakes. We've got about a teaspoon of smoked paprika.
Smoked paprika.
Yes,
Got
because
it.
I like that smoky flavor. This is Old Bay seasoning, which is 2 teaspoons. If you're anywhere on the East Coast, like they eat Old Bay with everything.
I forgot about Old Bay. That's amazing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I lived in Maryland, so this is an Italian seasoning, which Italian seasoning's weird because they don't really have Italian seasoning in Italy. 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, actually.
It's gonna help with caramelization,
Yeah, yes, and make it super delicious. And then a 1/4 cup of olive oil. And we're gonna do the little garlic microplane situation. Okay, the last ingredient.
Vermouth, let's go.
2 tablespoons. Again, we now know a lot about vermouth, that this is just like,
It's delicious. Fortified and aromatized.
so we're just gonna use our little Ziploc-y situation here. All right, this is going in the refrigerator for a couple hours, just to marinate, just to absorb those flavors. And through the magic of television, it's time now to roast. You leave all that marinade in there, because that's all the goodness, and then 2 tablespoons of butter. We're gonna get a nice, like, buttery, glossy sauce out of this. Are you a citrus person? Because I am too.
How did you tell? How could you
Yeah,
tell?
it's just like, let's just give it a little one more.
Little zhuzh.
And we're gonna put it in the oven for literally 4 minutes. Okay, our easy, appetizer-y, vermouthy, delicious, shrimp is ready to go. Have I shown you my little terrarium experiments?
No, I was wondering what this was.
Okay, this is gonna blow your mind. Guess how long this parsley has been sitting in this water in my refrigerator?
3 days.
Almost a month.
What?
It extends the life of your herbs so much.
I didn't know that was possible.
4 weeks. Okay, so we've got everything garnished. We've got the vermouth in there, we've got the butter in there, the brown sugar.
I want all of those.
More?
Yeah. I'm gonna have that one as well.
Really?
Why don't I do that more? What?
Because it's so easy and it cooks them like magic. And they're really tender, like they're not overcooked.
Goodness gracious.
They're really delicious. And it was hands off. We didn't really even have to do anything. Boy, did we have a good time on this Cocktail Wizard show.
Yeah.
Nick Kosovich, Tattersall, these are all your friends.
Absolutely.
We have such a great cocktail scene in the Twin Cities.
We do. Hey, what if we had our last little sip of vermouth out of this beautiful ice shot glass?
Well, because what were you going to do with it if you had to take it home?
There you go.
You know, when
One
in
for
Rome.
you. Careful, it's slippery.
And reminder, we're shooting fortified, aromatized wine. If you want to learn anything more from this episode, go to fox9.com/tastebuds. Ready, Eric?
Ready?
Let's
Cheers.
go.